My name is Mike Applegate. I am the Director of Gaston County Tourism Development. And I'd like to welcome you this morning to the Joe D. Carpenter Building, the home of economic development and tourism development. And in my business, we talk a lot about growing destination attractiveness, growing destination appeal, continually evolving the destination to draw in more visitors. We're funded by the occupancy tax collection. The more visitors we can bring in, the more dollars we can generate to promote this wonderful place that we all represent. And we grow our ability to do that exponentially when we capture the enthusiasm of our local partners. And today it's my pleasure to introduce the Gaston Aquatics and the folks who've worked so hard on this vision. This is a vision that we believe from tourism that will really help take us to the next level, and this project will indeed help us satisfy our mission to drive visitation and to grow partner economic results. And the last thing I'll leave you with is my daughter, who's 23 now, spent 12 years in the pool from the time she was 10 until she graduated last year from college. So we've been everywhere. We've been in every swim facility from Columbus, Ohio to Washington, D.C. to Miami. And we've been in a lot of places that are inadequate for the function that they were trying to do, particularly with the age group swimmers. So we're so excited to have this announcement and this project here in our home. And Donna, I'll let you have it. Thank you for what you've done.
This room, I think I know almost everybody. So, but for those of you who may not know me, I'm Donna Taylor. I'm president of the board of Gaston Aquatics. It's a great day to live in Gaston County. We are going to make a splash in Gaston County. I wanted to introduce our board. If our board members would stand up. Trey Taylor, Angie Bloomfield, Britton Tabor, Dr. David Major, Chuck Niemeyer, Barbara Myers has been with us since before I was with us. And I want to thank everybody here. It's been everybody's vision. This is a transformational project for Gaston County. There's nothing like it. It can impact every life in this county, whether it's through drown proofing, through competitive swim, through rehabilitation. We can impact every life. I wanted to introduce some other folks that are important here. We have some of our local representatives from our delegation, and without them, this would not be possible. They have worked hard so that we have to work hard. They worked hard to get a match for us, a significant match. $3 million match for $1 million raised in this fiscal year, and another match of $1 million for $1 million next year. We've got Representative Torbett and his lovely wife Vivian. We've got Senator Alexander. And is Representative Loftus here? There you go, sorry. And the other members of our delegation have been fantastic. We also have had support from the Community Foundation from the beginning. When this was nascent, when it was an infant, the Community Foundation said, we'll give you seed money. They believed in us, and they wanted us to be able to use their name in our marketing. And so right at the beginning, Aaron Wiggins and Ernest Sumner supported us and gave us a grant of $20,000. The next early supporter, because he understands competitive swim and how much economic development it brings to an area, was Mike Applegate. Mike Applegate and Dr. Kim Eagle, the county manager, have just given us unyielding support throughout this process. Hi, Dr. Eagle. We already have met Mike. The county commissioners have been fantastic to work with, and I'll in particular mention Bob Hovis. He has been supportive throughout this process and given us open suggestions as we worked through these waters. The first Gaston Fund, Nina, is Nina? There she is. Hey, Nina Green and the fantastic families that are a part of that fund, including the Myers. They believed in us early on and have given us a $400,000 grant. And what we needed was the location, which we can provide today. I don't see any Hannahs here. I think they're all making beautiful smiles and planning their last family wedding right now. I heard from all of them that they're tied up. But they gave us a significant naming right, and we appreciate them. And the Gaston and Cleveland Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery also secured a $30,000 naming right, but they just had twin babies last night and are taking out teeth, wisdom teeth, and putting in implants. So they're tied up as well. Exactly. I got to parent teenagers today, right? Timken, where's Ruth? There she is. Hey, Ruth.
Hey, Colin.
Hey, Colin. So Timken has worked with us, and through Timken we got a $50,000 grant. So we are very pleased. And part of what you'll notice is, while this is Gaston County, it extends out of Gaston County. Lincoln, Cleveland, all of those areas will be impacted. They don't have these facilities either. And so we can, especially with the location that we have chosen, can really impact those counties as well. Choice Beverage has been with us since the beginning. I don't know if we have anyone from Choice here today, but they have secured another naming right. And First Horizon Bank, John Natale, they have given us 2 grants for working with underserved populations for swim lessons and drown proofing, and those have been underway with the wonderful Kelly Tabor. You can meet her every Tuesday and Thursday convincing people who are terrified to put their toes in the water how to swim. She's had a huge success lady with a woman who is an immigrant who was terrified to put her toes in the water. Her husband, in fact, said she would drown if she got in the water. Wow. She can now swim a lap and wants to become certified to teach people how to swim. John works with John Forgan, who isn't here today because he's doing something my husband would probably prefer to be doing today, which is fly fishing. And in addition to that, we want to thank everybody who has loved and supported us through this project. Johnny Denton is here today, and he has been our civil engineer, and we have relied heavily on him, even when he probably did not want to be relied upon, to look at this piece of land, look at that piece of land, and he facilitated finding the ideal location, and it is the ideal location. Some of our other people who have been around, let's see, I'm looking through the crowd. It's, you know, the school system, we've come to the school system and talked about ways that we can work with their EC department and different departments within the school and their competitive swim. So we will be able to have a partner in the school system today as well. And we have Dr. Booker here, Dr. Jeff Booker. Oh, hey, Dr. You're going to be particularly interested in this announcement today. We're excited about Gaston College expanding its vision and maybe getting it to swim, we can hope. But regardless, with your public safety programs, we can work with the fire and rescue people, we can work with EMTs, all of that, and even have student athletes of other varieties come and use the water facilities. On to what everybody's really here for. I would like Mayor Coleman to come up if he wouldn't mind. By the way, this guy is understated, but he is amazing. Where we are going to make a splash in Gaston County is 642 West Carpenter Street in the town of Dallas. And I will say a little bit about the location because he's not a braggart.
Donna, before you do that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Joel, no, I hope you're able to see my enthusiasm, and I love my job. And I want to keep my job. And I serve at the pleasure of the county manager, so I would be remiss if I did not ask Dr. Edel to come up and say a few words. I certainly don't want to put Dr. Edel, but please.
Come on.
I don't think so. I'll say one quick thing. I'm so excited. It's amazing to see the community come together. Yes. It's really what we put the time and effort in for every day. So I couldn't be happier and more excited. But thank you. You didn't have to do
that. This location, if you aren't familiar with Carpenter Street, if you go 85, note I say 85, which cuts directly through the county, so it's easily accessible to everybody, and go to 321, which is the way people think about it, you don't take the Gaston College exit. You take the next exit, and it's directly behind the Ingalls, right by Carr Elementary. So we can get those second graders ground-proofed in a skinny minute. We can have all the parents go to Ingalls and get their Starbucks. And so we will be right on 321. Yes. We will. When you're at Gaston College, you can look across 321 and see a Gaston Aquatics sign.
A very large.
We can employ a lot of Gaston College students hourly to be lifeguards. So the location is so easy to get to from anybody in our county and the surrounding counties. People can come use it, they can swim, they can be in the warm water pool, and you all, I think everybody in this room has heard all about the facility. We will be around after to answer any questions. It is accessible to everyone, and the staff and the elected officials in Dallas have been a delight to work with.
Thank you, Donna. Again, I got to echo something you said. This probably wouldn't have come about if it hadn't been for Johnny Denton back there. Johnny is the town contractor, and he had been telling us there at the town too long, I guess, 6 months, maybe a year. Need to contact these people at Gaston Aquatics. And he finally just one night, he said, you know, if you want something to happen, you got to call them. I said, okay, I'll do it. It's right around Christmas time. You know how things are at Christmas time. But also about that time, Representative Torbett had got a grant for the town on another project that we greatly appreciate. So I was talking to him, and he mentioned Gaston Aquatics. He said, you know, they got a little bit of money now. You might want to call them. So my first call, I've got some dates here, was on December the 20th of last year. Miss Torbett gave me Debbie Winley's number, and I called Debbie. Had a couple of phone conversations with her. Things were going great, and Debbie and Donna set up a Zoom meeting on January the 26th of this year. January the 31st, we all met out at the site. It was a beautiful, warm winter day. We walked the site and everything, and boy, they were excited, and we were too. I don't know who's more excited about this, Gaston Aquatics or the town of Dallas. We haven't had a negative comment in Dallas about this project whatsoever. It's great for both parties involved. We're really looking forward to it, and I think Debbie's pushing and Donna are pushing for the architect to get some final plans and break some ground, and we're looking forward to that too. Thank you.
So just a couple other folks that as I'm going through all of this in my brain and looking around the room, Lee Dedman is incredible. He is on the school board, and he's just a supporter. He knows what is going to be better for our kids, and he knows what's going to be better for our community, and we appreciate that. And Lee Taylor also worked on Gaston Aquatics. We talked about Barbara being on the project for a long time. You've spent years wanting this as well, correct?
Yes, very much.
Thank you for your time. Time served. Today also marks the official launch of the fundraising campaign. When I say I want this to be for everybody in the community, I mean it. We can do everything from a naming right for $4 million in perpetuity on the building. It can be 1.5 for 10 years if anybody's feeling a little squeamish about $4 million. If your checkbook won't allow for that, 1.5 is fine. But so, you can put your name there. But it goes all the way to $1,000 for a term we have called the Gatorades, and it's not a trademark infringement. Not a trademark infringement, but $1,000 over 2 years. $500. Just don't go to Starbucks, actually go to the Starbucks in Ingalls. Don't go to the other ones for a little while, or McDonald's. And then you can do that. So, and there are levels all in between, and I've got those up here. I'm not going to go into all of them right now. One of the ones we are very happy about is the Armstrong Bell Society for Greg Armstrong, he's been the Gator coach for how many years?
Since 89.
Yeah, the Gaston Gators coach since 1989, but he has elementary school students doing field day today. So his daytime job had to take precedence. And for Miss Frankie Bell, who most people in the aquatic community know. So that
World Swimming Association Hall of Fame coach.
that. And that is for $1,984 for 1984.
When Frankie came back to Gaston.
See, he's my trade translator right here. But there's everything in between. And then if there's something that you're particularly passionate about, ask us about it. With all the rehab and the different aspects we can do, people can put money aside for a scholarship, for people to get lessons. I mean, there are all kinds of ways we can work together, and we want to include everyone in this. I think that I have said probably more than I even needed to say. We will be available. I want everybody to come and look at this. This is the draft of the exterior of the building. In terms of color scheme and what it's made of, it will look like this. But with the fantastic location, it's a different type of site. So the architect's having to adjust that a little bit. So I have to tell you it is a draft. And then all of the interior stuff will be around to go over with folks as they want to know.
Two quick things, Donna. Stickers
Yes.
for car windshields? Or
Oh, actually, Trey is coming up now.
Okay.
Trey's got
And pledge cards, make sure.
Yes.
And pledge cards are available for anybody.
So this is Trey Taylor.
No relation.
No relation that we know of. And he is the Vice President of Gaston Aquatics, and he's going to wrap it up for us.
So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who has stuck with us through all of this, who has been through the many starts and stops when we were here a few years ago and talking about this. Reiterated that journey of 1,000 miles, something like this, doesn't start in a single step. It's many starts, restarts, everything, and we're finally at the point where we can take that initial step. We have spent a lot of time and had plenty of time to refine all of our branding and everything. So we have stickers. Angie's modeling what one of our employee shirts will look like when they go here. So we have our branding out there. We want you to carry it with you into the community. Grab a sticker on the way out, slap it on your car, slap it on your water bottle, your forehead, your kids, send them to school with it. Anything, get the name out there, get the brand out there. 100,000 people plus in this county. I need $10 a person. Get your pocketbook out. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Barbara? Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I had to interrupt. I'll probably cry. My son is standing over here and he's like 47. And we moved to Gastonia. You're not 47, what are you, 57? No.
21.
Well, who's counting?
Anyway, we moved to Gastonia when he was just a baby. My daughter was like 5. So they started swimming at one of the clubs. And I remember having to just push him off the plank, you know, to make him get in there. And they started swimming ever since. He swam with Greg, he swam with Frankie Bell. We moved from every pool there ever was. All I ever wanted was a pool in Gaston County. And I'm now like 76, 5 years old. So it's taken a little while to get this together. I remember Lee Dedman going to their committee. I remember James Forrester going to his committee. I have presented this so many times that I really am just gonna cry when they dig dirt. I can't believe it, that this is actually gonna happen. I prayed every night that this would happen in my lifetime. And now thanks to Donna and that committee, it's gonna happen. And I wanna thank every one of y'all.
And in addition to the stickers, there is some information about on the pledge cards over there. Anybody can email us. We have a general email account that we can all check. A lot of us will be out of town next week, but we will get back with you. It just happens to fall with spring break. Anybody have any questions? Mill around, talk amongst yourselves. Come talk to us. We'll be up here.
Robert,
Thank you so much.